All right,
That's
we're
an
live.
ad care commercial came on. Oh,
We're live? All right. Where's that link at? I want to send it to Petey.
I got you. Give me a second.
Who's playing tonight for NBA? Anybody?
The Lakers and the fucking Rockets.
What time's that at?
I don't know because there's no game on before, probably like 9:30, 9 o'clock.
yeah. I think it's at 8, to be honest with you.
8.
Is it? All right.
Damn, not going to get great ratings tonight going up against the league opener.
Nah,
I kind of
not
care
at
about.
all.
I kind of. You know what? I don't really care about freaking Mahomes, man. How about that? Big take.
That's at 7. I care about CEH.
Is it 7?
Yeah, that's smarter than. Get at least an hour. That C's game last night was brutal.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I'd rather not
dude.
talk about that.
We were watching it while we were doing that.
Pain.
They released that L2.
Dude, like up 4, then down 2, up 4, down 2, like.
Such bullshit. The fucking call, that foul.
Oh, on Kemba, that was bad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The best
Well,
was
the curse
Dave
is
was like
broken.
40 seconds behind.
Yeah.
What
Poor
was it?
Dave.
Oh yeah, Dave was mad behind on the game last
Dave
night. We were like spoiling major events. It was they're like tied. They're down by 5 when he's watching.
Yeah. Oh, let me see here. Get Petey in this bitch. Come on.
This is the first time I watched a Sox game in a while.
Yep.
I watch him every day still.
Still got my moratorium on the Sox, so that's good.
I'm kind of watching him too, in and out.
I watch him every day.
I guess Steve's in and out.
Yeah, right?
He just fucking left.
I was just going to tell him to look at our Google sheet too. Said something spicy.
I'm so used to just saying live sports trivia that I almost typed live sports trivia again.
Yo.
Steve, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm down to avenge myself against Dave.
Yeah, I told Dave about that, and Dave started laughing. I was like, "You said you big leagued him."
Yeah, dude, he big leagued me. He Jeopardy big leagued me.
Hey, it's to defend him. He's my co-host. It's a smart move. I can't fault him for it. It's a smart move. He did come pretty close to the wire. We almost had a Al Gore protest there from Shawn because Dave did come down to the wire with his answer.
I would have liked it better if he just bet everything.
Yeah, I was hoping he would.
What was the final question?
It was
Player who had I'll let Jake do it.
the player with the most first-team All-NBA selections during the 1980s.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think you do have an idea.
Yeah, the 80s?
You'd be surprised. It's pretty easy when you think about it.
Magic.
Close. He's second.
It's a good guess.
That's what I took. That's what I said.
Larry?
Yeah, it's Larry Bird.
Bird.
Oh,
Larry Bird had 8. Magic Johnson had 7, and nobody else had more than 3.
Really? I just went Bird because he won all those MVPs like at the beginning of the decade.
Oh, by the way, like last time, you guys don't know this, Mike and Shawn, but I keep track of your teams over here. So you don't have to. If you need an update on what you have left to pick, let me know. I can tell you.
Clayton's on it.
I already got mine, dude.
Oh, nice! Look at that. That one thing over there. I like it.
we've got Google Sheets.
Just waiting on Dave, who has no excuse because I did tell him. I did tweet 7 o'clock. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Speak of the devil.
Hey, Steve, by the way, look at the Google Doc
Speak of the devil, and so he shall appear.
at the bottom.
What's
Oh,
up?
yeah, you did see it.
You see
What's
this?
up, guys?
What's up,
What up,
teammate?
Dave?
What's up, 61 second man?
All right, I switched,
Oh, my God.
I switched Shawn and Steve on the thing, so all of our teammates are lined up.
Cool.
What's up, Emily?
What's up, Emily? Emily's entered the chat because she closed the windows. We're live, so that'll be on YouTube
Forever.
forever in perpetuity. All right, I'm gonna start the actual podcast recording now. So 3, 2. Welcome in Crossing State Lines episode. God knows, well, I think it's 170 now. I'll have to go look at the numbers, but we are here with no time to waste, doing a 2000s baseball draft. We did the 90s last time, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Dave, I believe we won that one. Correct? Yes.
Dave is stone
Dave died.
cold.
Yeah. Dave's gone. Alrighty,
Oh,
great.
he's in and out.
Fantastic. That one's that one will live forever.
Yeah, pressure.
He pros. That's fantastic. Anyway, just for those unfamiliar, we did win that draft, Dave and I.
Yeah.
So we got to pick the next decade. So naturally, we went with the 2000s. Dave is back now. He missed the entire joke, but that's okay. He's here with us. That's all that matters. So we are joined again by our second place finishers, Steve Scott, Josh Martin from Small State Big Takes. Fellas, welcome back.
Yo, thanks for having us back. Let's go.
Of course, it was a tight one between us. Very, very, very close decision. Team WRAU did not fare that well, but the two of us did. Taking their place, two of my good high school friends, two very smart baseball minds. This could be a tough one for all of us here. We got Shawn Clayton coming back, and we got Mike Mallozzi. Mike, welcome into your first appearance on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And Shawn, Shawn, hell-bent on revenge against Dave today.
Yeah, I'm still pissed.
Shawn's ready.
By $1.
Well, Shawn, do I have some good news for you? Because Team Pilgrim, which is what I've dubbed you because I had no other thing to put down in my mind, I randomized the draft order, and the draft order is Team Pilgrim is first, Team Small State Big Takes is second, and Team Crossing State Lines is third. In the draft order, it's a snake draft, so that's how it'll go. And that's really all I got on that front. I forgot to write down the snake draft here in my notebook, so I'm going to do that. But the way it's going to work is it's a full lineup draft. You're drafting a DH, all positions, 5 starters, reliever, manager. It goes faster than you think with only 3 teams. So I'm going to write down your team names here so I keep track of who's going when. Dave, I hope you're okay with our arrangement last time where you talk a lot of stats and I worked the ticker over here.
I can do that.
Oh, thank God, because we were going to be screwed anyway. But I'm interested. So, Steve, Josh, just a little pregame press conference. You guys lost last time, very close. What's motivating you here today?
Good question, Josh. Go for it, Josh. I don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
No, this is all you. You're the beating heart of SSBT.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah. Go right ahead.
What's motivating me today? Corruption. I think that Jake stuffed the ballot box, and I'm ready to kick some ass. I want, I'm gonna make a bunch of fake Twitters, and I'm gonna freaking vote for myself and Josh hardcore after this is over. I want the glory, and that's what's motivating me today.
That's just simply inspiring. Simply inspiring to lead off with, I'm going to stuff the ballot box in response to stuff.
That's right. I'm going full Trump. I'm going to just say, everybody vote as many times as possible, even if it's illegal.
Oh, my God. All right.
If you get caught, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Oh man.
As they say, as the greats have once said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So
Right. Ask Bill,
Well, I don't think Bill Belichick's ever said that, but okay. We want to.
Well, no, but he kind of lives by that motto, so.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Bill Clinton.
Oh, Bill.
all right. So, Team Pilgrim, you guys have the first overall pick. What is going to be first off the board?
Pretty unanimous on this
Yeah.
one? All right. Baseball player of all time, Barry Bonds.
All right. I believe Barry Bonds was either first or second off the
He
board.
was first.
Yeah. So, it's 2 times in a row for Barry Bonds.
First in 2
Rookie went
decades.
first, the last one.
So, why Barry Bonds first?
Well, he's the only player in Major League history with 500 home runs and 500 steals. He was a Hall of Famer without steroids. Even if he didn't do them, he would still be in the Hall of Fame. But he has the most home runs, most intentional walks. I mean, in the early 2000s, they would literally intentionally walk him with the bases loaded to give up 1 run instead of 4.
I mean, these are fair things to say because, Barry Bonds. I agree. Barry Bonds, even without steroids, is a Hall of Famer. Like just his Pittsburgh Pirates stats. Like I feel like just that puts him in the Hall of Fame. And then he went to the Giants, roided up, and hit 1,000 home runs there.
Yeah, Barry Bonds in the 2000s was unstoppable. What a beast! Biggest neck in the game.
I know
Biggest head in the game.
I know
biggest
Josh
head,
Martin.
yeah.
Josh Martin, big Barry Bonds stan.
Big Stan.
Huge.
Barry Stan.
The biggest Barry Bonds stan there's ever been. But speaking of Small State Big Takes, it is your turn now, fellas. What do we want to start with? I texted David and said, "What do we want to do?" And he was still out, and he goes, "Bonds." And I was like, "Well, that's unless we're going Bobby Bonds." And I think he's out of the league by now. But anyway, All right. So as SSBT, you guys are up. Your first overall pick.
All right, Josh, lay it on him.
All right. We've got a 3-time MVP. Fresh out the gate, hit 37 home runs in his first year in the league. I don't think he had below 30 at all till 2013, starting in 2001.
Yeah.
And that is Albert Pujols.
So
Let's go.
the machine.
Absolute machine.
I'm just Albert.
That's right. Prince Albert.
Prince Albert in a can.
That's right. Albert Pujols is the absolute most badass guy of the 2000s, in my opinion. That guy freaking. Oh, where's David just tapping out? Poor Dave with the.
Dave, what's happening to you over here? I need you. You're my teammate.
Karma.
Yeah, Karma.
It's karma.
He was playing third base. He's playing left field. He's playing first base for the Cardinals. He didn't give a shit. Actually, I looked at his baseball reference. He played 1 inning of shortstop once upon a time. That's so cool to me. Albert Pujols, absolute badass. One of the best players of all time and future Hall of Famer. I'm happy we took him, Josh.
Me too.
All right. So that's good. It's a good start. Albert Pujols. He was obviously our first overall ranked first baseman. Not even really that close. Dave said the rain there is messing with their power, so he'll be in and out, I guess. So we'll see.
Pujols, I think, the only player in the history of the MLB, his first 10 seasons of his career, to have over a 300 average, over 30 home runs, and over 100 RBIs every single year for the first 10 years.
Oh, we got Dave back.
Let's go.
Let's put him back in. Dave's
back.
Dave's back. Hopefully he doesn't lose us again. Hopefully his power stays on.
It's absolute.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Cliffhanger. Lose him again? Uh-oh. No, he's back. Thank God. All right. So we are up next. We have back-to-back picks as we are doing a snake draft here. So Dave, our first pick, we're gonna, as last time we waited forever to take an outfielder. This time we're gonna start right off the bat with a Hall of Famer, and we're gonna take Vlad Guerrero as our first pick.
Ooh.
Vlad Guerrero. Dave, you want to tell us a little bit about Vlad Guerrero's stats?
Yeah, I mean, well, Vlad, first of all, is the original bad ball hitter. I still remember a game when the ball bounced home plate and he hit it out of the ballpark. So, I mean, this guy could literally do everything. He was super underrated, and he left the Expos, went to the Angels, and still dominated. He's so good. Now his son is carrying on the legacy, obviously. But he was an all-star in 2000 through 2002, 04 through 07. I mean, 206 hits in 2002.
Well, that was a lot of stats that Dave put on before he left us. Thank God. That was a good move by Dave there. He got all those stats out before he froze. But while Dave is trying to unfreeze himself, hopefully not losing power, we will move right on to our second pick. And just like last time, Dave and I bolstered our starting rotation out of the gate. We wanted to build a really strong staff. And it was tough to rank a number one overall pitcher in this. There were a lot of great ones. Honestly, a lot of guys were in contention. But the one we settled on, he lost power again. Yep. So I'm just going to tell him to tune into the live stream to see who got picked. So we're going to take Roy Halladay as our first pitcher in the rotation. As we discussed last night on trivia, Roy Halladay was a complete game machine, especially later in his career. The guy's filthy. I mean, rest in peace, first of all. But he was an unbelievable pitcher, an absolute workhorse. He always left it out there. I mean, it wasn't in this decade, but he'd throw a no-hitter in a fucking playoff game. But
he did.
Overall, during his time in Toronto, he was lights out. He was one of the best pitchers in the game for a very consistently long amount of time. Cy Young winner. Roy Halladay. There's nobody else we'd rather have leading the team right now.
That's a good pick. Great
big
pick.
Roy Halladay fans over here.
Awesome pick.
All right. So it is back to Team Small State Big Takes.
All right, Josh. I think you and I agree here.
I did put one more name on the sheet. So if you want to take a look at that quick, just to ponder.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me Christian ponder this.
Yeah, we got to Christian ponder it because I just think from what went right there.
Let's see.
Oh, all right.
Hold on, Josh. Hold on. Let me just look at the stats. Yeah, I'm down with it if you want to.
I really don't care, man. Like, I think we got two options that are pretty solid.
Who's our first pick? Pujols at first? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. Up to you.
I don't like
Tension's
this.
killing me.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Do it, Josh. Do it.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
I'm
gonna go with the first one.
All right.
All right. We're gonna go with Ichiro Suzuki.
Great pick.
I'm happy
You
with
wanna
that. Yeah,
throw it out
we got a fucking 10-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year in his first year, 2-time batting title. He was All-Star Game MVP, but he literally won the MVP and Rookie of the Year the first year he comes in the league. Guy's almost batting like 400 every friggin' year. He batted a 372. What year was it? 2004. Oh my God, guy was a killer. Guy was one of the most feared hitters just as on contact alone. Guy was steal bases. I mean, the guy was a freak. Ichiro in the 2000s, the guy took over the 2000s. I love watching him play, and one of the strongest arms I've ever seen. Defensively, he was a wizard. Ichiro, I wish he would play forever. I love watching Ichiro play.
Dude, Ichiro's a beast. I've always loved Ichiro. He's always been one of my favorite players, especially in his prime. And
Yeah.
it's so much fun watching him play. He's an incredibly skilled player at a lot of different positions. Set the single season hit record. He hit, 372 one year, which is wild to think over a full season, especially in this day and age. And also he had one of the coolest batting stances ever. So
Yeah.
all that amounts to Ichiro Suzuki, a very good pick to start off your outfield. And that brings us back to Team Pilgrim over here. Fellas, you got back-to-back picks. What are we starting with?
All right, I'll let Mike get this first one, but the fact that this guy's still on the board just blows my mind.
Only 5 picks so far. I don't know what else we can do here.
Who could this be?
He's arguably the third best player of this decade. But Mike, go ahead. You can announce the pick.
All right, we're gonna take A-Rod.
That's all that's going to happen now.
Good pick. Really good pick.
You guys got 2,000 RBIs, 696 home runs, over 3,000 hits, MVPs, All-Stars, World Series. Yeah, I mean, he's just
Pretty good.
An absolute wheelbarrow full of steroids going to the Team Pilgrim dugout.
hey, prove it.
All right.
A-Rod admitted to it. I guess Bonds, you have to prove it. A-Rod did admit to it. So, but A-Rod's a great pick. I mean, A-Rod was our shortstop in the 90s, and we picked him fairly early. And that was another guy who was on track, like Barry Bonds. Like before he started juicing, A-Rod was on track for a Hall of Fame career regardless. And then he just started juicing and started winning a lot of MVPs and hitting a lot of home runs, just like Barry Bonds.
They
Allegedly.
should let him in anyways.
What was it?
I said they should let them in anyways.
I agree.
I think eventually
Rose.
they'll end up getting in.
P-Rose
But
too.
A-Rod's certainly a very good pick to start your back-to-back here.
All right. Second pick. We're going to start our pitching rotation here. And we're going to go with Mike and I's favorite pitcher of all time. The angle is a little bit right here. Oh, where am I going? Can't see that. Number 45 for the Boston Red Sox, Hall of Famer, Pedro
You're going-
Martinez.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to swing me around to a Tim Wakefield for a second, and I was going to be like,
Oh my God.
that better not be your pick.
No, I mean, Pedro's just a man. Everybody remembers for the 99 season he had where his stats were just ridiculous. That was one of the trivia questions from last night. And he had an ERA under 2. But that was in the 90s. 2000 season was very, very good. I hope the Red Sox capture their first World Series in 86 years before he got traded to the free agent. But Hall of Famer, 3,000.
I was gonna say that.
I might need you guys to move,
career.
might need you guys to move a little farther apart.
All right, that's fair. We're like 3 seats apart.
We're getting a little feedback. It wasn't bad to start off, and then just now it was a little bit noticeable. But it's good. It's good. Pedro,
How's it
A-Rod,
now?
better.
Yeah, better.
All right.
Better now. All right. So that's good. A-Rod, Pedro, back-to-back, 2 guys who absolutely hate
Great
each other.
picks.
But
Also didn't like each other.
exactly. Hated each other. But we're going to be great teammates here. Anyway, small state, big takes. We are back to you guys.
All right, Josh, do you see my little note?
Yeah, if you want him there, I'm not going to complain because I probably would walk away from this stream if I didn't get him.
All right, I'm going to drop it on him then. All right, hold on. Let me just get his stats up because It was an absolute freak. He didn't win as many awards as I thought he did, but he was pretty incredible. And this is Johan Santana.
Ooh, wow. Good
Let's
pick.
go. 2-time Cy Young. He won the pitching triple crown of was it ERA, strikeouts, and wins? Yeah, it is. Cy Young. How many Cy Youngs? Yeah, only
3. No, 2.
Two only. He had a Gold Glove, 4-time All-Star, 3-time ERA title. The guy was an absolute friggin' workhorse when he was healthy. Oh my God. Yeah, he's rattling off wins. When he didn't win the Cy Young, he came in 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 7th. Yeah, he put up MVP votes. I mean, the guy was an absolute fucking badass. I'm all about it.
I can't argue that. Johan Santana, it might have fallen off a little bit in the back half of the decade, but that first half of the decade is some of the best pitching we've seen from like any pitcher. And I like that we're getting some good starters off the board here early. It's gonna get down to a tough fight here. I like it. I like where we're going with this.
Let's go.
All right, so I am going to move on to us, and some may consider this to be pandering, but he's also a phenomenal player. He was our second ranked at this position on the board, and I'm stalling because I have to type up a ticker because usually Dave gets stall for me. But we are going to start off or end the third round by taking Big Papi David Ortiz as our first baseman. So Albert Pujols was our first ranked at this position, but obviously that didn't happen. So Papi is the natural second choice. I mean, Pujols is the more complete player, but Papi matched him beat for beat most of those years. Down the line, especially in kind of the back half of the decade. But Papi's a more than serviceable player to have in your lineup. He's an unbelievable hitter. Having him and Vlad Guerrero in the Cy Young lineup is something I'm sure a lot of Red Sox fans wanted to see at some point, but never did. Yep. It's going to be a filthy 1-2 punch there between Papi and Vladimir Guerrero. And like we did last time, I think we're just going to keep adding to our rotation because 2 of our top pitchers just got taken. I don't want the chance that their next one's not going to come back to us. So we are going to add our number 2 to our rotation. He is the top-ranked pitcher still on the board for us, and that is CC Sabathia. He'll be our next
pick. Good pick.
We're going to put CC in our rotation to go righty-lefty. You got Holiday, then you got CC. I mean, that stuff between the two of them is fucking ridiculous between the two of them anyway. But I like it. I like having those two. I feel like they complement each other pretty well, especially since you don't want either of them throwing at you. So, and also I feel like if you charged either of them, they could kick the shit out of you. So that's also a nice factor to have. You have those guys defending you. I mean, we got a pretty tough team here. Do you want to go with Vlad, Papi, Holiday, or CC Sabathia? I don't think so. Those guys are pretty tough.
Yeah, no.
That's a good team.
So those are our back-to-back picks. We're going to go with Papi and CC. It's back to small stay, big takes. Please take your time because I have to write down those picks.
Your team definitely
All right, Josh. Let me just ponder this.
So,
do you think about pitching, Josh? Or are you thinking about fucking?
Yeah, no, I like the pitching here because I think we can get who we want coming back around.
We're setting the market for pitching right now. I like it.
Yeah, let's just drop it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Want me to?
Yeah.
All right, we're picking Randy Johnson.
Ooh, I like it.
Let's go.
It was.
So Randy Johnson was, starting in '99, he won 4 straight Cy Youngs. So to start off the 2000s era, he went Cy Young, Cy Young, Cy Young. That's pretty good. And yeah, he only played till 2009, but I think
you want to read me those Giants numbers?
Yeah, let me see. 8-6.
8-6, 488. Started. Wait, what is that? No, it started 17 games.
I don't remember him at all ever pitching for the Giants. Like
Me either.
Really, I do.
To be fully honest.
But see, Randy Johnson was high on our board. The only reason we stay away from him from other pitchers is because, like you just said, like he had a really, really hot start of the decade. He won 3 Cy Youngs in a row. And then towards the back half, though, is when the age started to show.
Yeah. I mean, you go probably 2003, so the year after he won the Cy Young, he had a 4.26, and then he went right back to work and was second in Cy Young, had a 2.6 ERA in 2004. But yeah, the cliff kind of hit him in 2005, but he still had a very productive year, 17-8, and went 17-11. Even 8-6 in 2009 at 45 years old with the Giants. That's pretty good, like for a guy his age. And I think we got to give it to him. He was a total workhorse throughout his entire career.
Josh, those three straight Cy Young years in 2000, 2001, 2002. Can you tell me how many people he struck out each of those years?
Yeah. So he led the league, and it was 347, 372, and 334.
372 strikeouts.
Preposterous.
Yeah, that's insanity.
That is, I think Steve,
domination.
Preposterous. Domination. Really, any of those words. And that was the 01 year, right? That was the World Series year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Steroid era, too.
Absolutely filthy. And yeah, right, like what Steve said, like peak steroid era, too. Or right about to get to the peak steroid era. Or right about there. But we are back to Team Pilgrim. Do you guys have back-to-back picks?
Do you want to take the outfielder first, Mike?
Yeah. We'll go with that.
All right. We're going to stick with steroid guys here. Jake, question here. Can I put this guy in a position that he used to play, but he didn't play it in 2000s?
Well, let me tell you what. We'll allow that because when they drafted Jim Tomei last time, they put him at third base. So
Jim Tomei played third base in the 90s.
Did this guy play? This guy. What? Okay, who is the player? Let's start with who the player is.
Manny Ramirez.
What position are you trying to put him at?
Right field.
Oh, we don't care. We just put 3 outfielders. It doesn't matter where you put them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez.
Okay.
Another steroid guy.
Yeah.
That's good pick.
I mean, other than A-Rod and Albert Pujols, he's probably the best right-handed hitter of the decade. Arguably one of the best right-handed hitters of all time.
Very true. One of the best swings I've ever seen, too.
This is true.
He used to take 500 swings off a tee a day, and he would record all of them and then watch the video and see what he was doing wrong. 500 swings off a tee.
That's insane. Manny is one of the most enjoyable players to watch, at least of our era. I mean, I love watching him with the Red Sox and with the Poppy in front, or with the Poppy Manny 1-2 punch. This is fucking incredible. Like, it was so much fun. And
Manny being Manny, high-fiving fans, throwing balls back.
Going to the Monster to take a piss.
Cutting off Johnny Damon.
Oh, dude, him cutting off Johnny Damon might be the
unreal
signature moment of Manny's career in Boston. That is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Him diving in front.
He was low-key actually a really good outfielder.
Yeah, he played the Monster really well.
And he had an absolute cannon for an arm.
Not to mention, he always looked disheveled. Like, it was fun watching him play because the jersey was baggy and the dreads were going everywhere. Like, it was so much fun. I love, like, Cleveland Manny was very good, but he had the short hair and he was kind of like more well kempt. And then he came to Boston, he kind of just let loose, and it was awesome to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he had all the baggy clothes on, but everybody said he was like the strongest, most fit player in the clubhouse. They call him Baby Bull.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I love Manny. Man, I like all the steroid stuff too. Like I don't care. Like, I just like it's just Manny being Manny. It's just Manny.
Yeah, where'd that needle come from? Oh, that's Manny being Manny.
Don't worry about it. It's Manny being Manny.
Yeah.
Oh, really, it's okay. Don't worry about it. All right, so that leads us to your second pick. What do you guys want to do next?
Like, do you want to go with the Red Sox pitcher or the Yankees pitcher here?
I am very curious as to who you're going to pick. I don't know. I don't know if I've any Red Sox pitchers on here other than Pedro.
I think I know who you're talking about with the Yankees pitcher.
The text message I sent you. I mean, we could.
Yeah. I was thinking of a different one, but
David Wells.
Bubba Wells played against his son in college. He's not good.
No way.
If you listen to this, he was great.
Yeah, we'll go with the Sox pitcher.
All right. So we're gonna go with the greatest postseason pitcher of all time, and that would be Kurt Schilling.
Hey.
Love the Kurt
Kurt Schilling
He's not well liked in Rhode Island.
No, he is not.
Yeah, like Rhode Island. There's a very Rhode Island specific reason people hate him too.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kurt Schilling. Yeah.
Him on those early 2000s Diamondbacks teams when they won the World Series, he was really, really good. And then he was still really good when he came to the Red Sox towards the middle half of the decade. But he should be in the Hall of Fame. The reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame, I think, is because of his political views. But if he has the most wins, I think, in the postseason, he has better stats than Mike Messina, and Mike Messina is in the Hall of Fame. So
I
don't know.
The fact Mike Messina is in the Hall of Fame and Kurt Schilling is not is like just ridiculous.
Unreal. Yeah.
Mike Messina is like, all right, fine, he's good, whatever. But like, it's not the Hall of Good. Like, you're gonna put somebody in there. Like, Mike Messina is not the guy to put in there. But
I think Moose has 300 wins though.
But yeah,
Been a lot of good teams though. The Yankee teams were.
He was a good pitcher.
Kurt Schilling. I mean, the bloody sock game.
Yeah, you need a win. That's the guy you're giving the ball to.
Yeah, no doubt at all. I paused the actual recording. We're still live, but I'd take a phone call real quick. So vamp on the live stream.
How's it going, guys?
I'm sweaty. My basement's kind of warm.
Yeah. You watch this Laker game?
No, we get the Red Sox game on. Mike, if you want to change channel, you can.
All that for a wrong number. All right, let's get back to it. Team Small State Big Takes. You'll be once I start the recording again. You guys are gonna go. So 3, 2, 1. All right, Team Small State Big Takes. You guys are up next.
All right, Josh. It's time. I'm gonna drop it on him. You ready?
Drop it. It's your guy.
All right. My number one favorite player of all time is Manny, but my number 2 favorite player, non-Red Sox, is Miguel Cabrera, and we're putting him at third base. How about that one?
This is an interesting pick because so first of all, we continue the Small State Big Takes shifting guys' positions to their earlier career positions.
He played third base in the 2000s.
I know that. Tony Maserati didn't know that actually, but everybody else
really?
Yeah, somebody argued with him. He's like, "I never played third base," and I'm like, "Dude, you were a member of
in Miami
Baseball Writers Association of America. How do you not know that?"
Yeah.
In Detroit,
left field.
But
really?
I like this pick, but I will say it's a little bit risky, just because he wasn't Miggy quite yet in the 2000s.
Well,
He was
in
pretty
2004,
damn close.
2004, he had 33 bombs. The lowest amount of home runs he hit in a full season was 26 during the 2000s.
12 as a rookie. But
Yeah,
here's the
it was
thing: he was 5th in Rookie of the Year and 27th in MVP voting.
What year?
So he was still a factor. 2003.
Holy
But
shit,
still.
he's been in the league for 17 years?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I forgot about that shit.
So even if that's a low number for Miggy, and he was still a game changer. He was in MVP votes, he was in Rookie of the Year votes at that time. So
He hit 37 bombs, 2008. Oh my god, he was a killer. Actually, and big sharing here. I had a Miggy shirt on in my 7th grade yearbook picture. So
I will say,
then.
I love Miggy. I will say, when we do the 2010s for this, he'll probably be the second position player off the board.
Yeah.
Other than Mike
Brown.
Trout, he'll probably be the second. I mean, you want a triple crown, for God's sake.
Yeah. He's a man.
Miguel Cabrera is awesome. It's a smart pick. People might see it and just vote for him because holy shit, it's Miguel Cabrera. That's a good pick, and he had some good years in the 2000s. But yeah, that's a good one. Putting him back at third, I like it.
Thank you.
Also, my favorite thing about Miguel Cabrera is he had the babyest face of baby faces in MVP baseball 2005. He looked like he was 12 years old in the game. His face looked like it was his middle school pictures.
He still looks young too. He doesn't. For an older guy.
Yeah. How old is he now? 38?
Let me find out right
now.
59.
59? Oh my god.
Steve, how old is he? How old is he, Steve?
I said 59.
Steve, 69? Is he 69?
Easily 69, dude. Come on. Very nice. He's the nicest player ever.
Are we talking about Julio Franco?
Yeah. He's 37, come to find out, though. Holy shit.
Oh, really?
Wow.
All right. So it's back to us. We got back-to-back picks, and while you guys were talking, I was able to write them down. So thank you very much. It moves back to us. So we will end out the 5th round. And I will say, I think shortstop is a very thin position. I think there's 2 guys who are at the top of the list, and then it gets pretty thin after that. So we are going to we're going to take as our shortstop a one Miguel Tejada.
Good pick.
Great pick.
He'll be at shortstop for us. MVP in 2002. He may have lied about his age, but you know what? Still a great player. I'm sure when the other shortstop gets picked, I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Another MVP in the 2000s. It was really between him and this other guy, but I think Miguel Tejada was a better power shortstop overall and I feel like his prime, he was more dominant than this player was in his prime. So Miguel Tejada is the guy we're going with at shortstop. And speaking of people who should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's absolute injustice that they're not, our second Hall of Famer is an outfielder who absolutely 100,000% should be in the Hall of Fame. And autocorrect always screws with me, but I don't think StreamYard has that, so I'm very happy about that. We're taking Andrew Jones as our second outfielder.
Oh, stud.
I wanted him.
Guy who 2,000% should be in the Hall of Fame. It is a joke that he isn't. And I'm not the only one, obviously, as you guys just said, I'm not the only one saying that. But Andrew Jones had some very, very strong years in that Braves outfield. And people forget. They really do. Like, he had so many dominant years, but he just kind of got lost in the shuffle because Atlanta at that point wasn't that great. And it just kind of got pushed to the wayside. But, man, he was incredible for so many years. So having him in the outfield with Vladdy, I feel very comfortable with that start right there.
And defensively, he was so good.
Oh, yeah. I used to think him and Chipper Jones were twins and brothers.
They could have been.
My mom had to remind me that him and Chipper Jones do not look anything like.
Doesn't mean they couldn't be brothers, though.
They're also several years apart.
True.
Twins.
Sure.
By the way, I just want to say Andrew Jones, I would say he's a top 10 center fielder ever.
Yeah, I think
that's a bold take. That's a bold take.
But Steve is the beating heart of Small State Big Takes.
The beating heart. And Josh is the nuts.
Josh is the
I gotta
nuts.
say,
I'm the nuts.
you guys are in the correct position for where the beating heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I appreciate that, Shawn. I don't know what Anthony Bosch is. I don't know if I want to know. Is that the guy?
He was the steroid dealer from South Florida that got arrested for the whole A-Rod scandal.
Falco.
They're all on our team.
Well, I hope Dave is watching, and I hope he's proud of the decisions I'm making. But he probably is. He's probably screaming at this. Anyway, Small State Big Takes. We are back to you guys. And again, if you aren't keeping track, just let me know, and I can tell you what you need. But you have your 6th overall pick. What do you got?
All right, Josh. Josh and I have been talking behind the scenes, and I think it's time for us to jump the gun here at shortstop. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a guy that I think Jake was just trying to hint at.
Wait! Before you say it, I'm going to put it on the screen, and I'm going to see if I'm right.
Let's see.
I'm also going to take a guess at this one.
Is this your pick?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Jimmy
Told
Rollins.
you, Mike.
Led the league in triples a bunch of times during that time. I mean, at bats doesn't really say much, but that team
Stolen bases.
pretty good. Stolen bases. Runs scored. You know, he was just a complete player. He was a great defensive player as well. One of the pinnacles at that position during the time. I think he was an all-star. Let's see. Wow, he kind of got shafted, I think, probably because of the names during the decade. You know, Nomar, Jeter, but was a 2-time all-star, was in a bunch of MVP voting, won the MVP in 2007. But yeah, hey, I love Jimmy Rollins. He was a really fun guy to watch and a great batting stance to mimic. I loved it.
Yeah, Jimmy Rollins,
Switch hitter,
complete
too.
player. Love him. Switch hitter, that's right.
Talk about one of the most forgotten MVP winners.
Well, people forget how good those Phillies teams were. They actually, I think, were one of the only teams in history to have 4 guys hit over 30 home runs. And I think that was the year that Rollins won the MVP. Rollins hit 30, Ryan Howard hit 30, Jason Worth hit 30, and so did Chase Utley. I mean, those teams were.
What about Pat Burrell?
Oh, yeah, Pat Burrell was on those teams, too.
Pat Burrell. Oh man. No, he wasn't the dude with the big eyebrows. Who was that guy? That was the third baseman. No, wait, that was Pat Burrell. When I was Pat Burrell. Who am I thinking of?
Who's third baseman?
He was on that team. I think he was an outfielder. He had huge eyebrows. I'm gonna look it up.
Aaron Rowand?
No, was it Brett
Aaron
Myers?
Rowand.
Is that his name?
Brett Myers is the pitcher.
Oh no, he was a pitcher. Yeah,
Picture of him. I bet Steve could probably.
Yeah, show me a picture. Yeah.
Show him a picture. Steve will pull it out of his ass.
I'll try to look.
Andy Sorenstein.
I'll put Brett Myers in the next and the pitch, and we'll see if Steve can remember. All right, so it is back to Team Pilgrim. You guys have back-to-back picks. What are you doing?
All right, Mike, you go first.
First one we're gonna take Joe Mauer.
Oh no!
Joe Mauer. I mean, one of the best.
Assuming you're putting him behind the plate, right?
Oh yeah, got it.
DH.
Yeah, first base.
First base.
No, I mean the guy just one of the most consistent hitting catchers in the 2000s. I mean, MVP, Gold Glove, hometown kid, stayed with his team. Like you just love to see that. Not many guys do that.
Yep,
it's true.
On the cover of the show 2 years in a row.
Was he really?
That's right.
Yeah,
impressive.
And I mean, he's one of the best defensive catchers of all time. I mean, as a former athlete and a former catcher, Joe Mauer is one of the guys that I would emulate. Just watching him behind the plate, he was so good, so smooth back there. But our next pick is the guy that would be pitching to him in the 9th inning, and that's going to be the first reliever off the board. And I don't think this will come as any surprise. Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time.
Well, I almost put Joe Nathan.
Me too. That's what I thought you were going to take.
About Joe Nathan.
No, you got to go Mo. I mean, I feel like he's in the Hall of Fame. I actually almost went to his Hall of Fame induction weekend by mistake. I was up near Cooperstown that weekend, but we decided not to go just because of the crowds. But he was just fantastic. The only player that would really ever get a hit off of him in the postseason would be Big Papi. So I think there's like a random stat out there that more people have walked on the moon than have gotten hit off of Mariano Rivera in the postseason or scored a run or something like that. Some amazing stat that just blows your mind because the guy's been around since the mid '90s. But Mo is just every single time he came into the game, Enter Sandman comes on. You're like, oh well, the game's over, so we might as well just either leave early, get to the car, or turn the game off.
Excuse me, Will Middlebrooks got a home run off Mariano Rivera. He was
Bill
the last
Millar was good off of him too.
Off of him. What was it?
Bill Millar was pretty nice off of him too.
That's right. That's true.
I mean, the guy had one pitch though. Like that's how dominant he was.
Yeah. The cutter
was coming. You couldn't hit it.
Unbelievable. But Mariano Rivera, first reliever off the board. I think he went pretty early last time too. He was also the first reliever off the board in the 90s, unsurprisingly. But Small State Big Takes is back to you guys.
Josh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things are getting a little awkward here. I'm not really sure what I want.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of boiling down to the nitty gritty here.
Hold on, Josh, check the chat.
I have my list.
No,
I am looking at it. I mean, if you want to do that now, that's fine.
I'm kind of into that. Or
Tension's killing me.
or that. No.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's do that one.
Second one.
Yep.
All right. Here's one I am all about. This is a guy that I was targeting before the draft. It is Alfonso Soriano at second base.
Damn, I was just looking at him.
Let's go. Yeah, his early 2000s stats, unbelievable. I always thought he was. You know what? He's probably my favorite Yankee ever. It's scary to say. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's unreal. He was stealing bases. He was almost a 40-40 guy for the Yankees, and he only came in MVP third that year. What the hell? Wow. Fuck. Imagine being a 40-40 guy and like at second base too. Like, what a valuable player.
Miguel Tejada won that year, and then A-Rod came in second, and he got traded for A-Rod. So, I mean, yeah, makes a lot of sense,
Love him.
Yeah,
That was
good pick.
Alfonso Soriano. I got to put him in your starting lineup here. All right, Alfonso Soriano off the board.
Awesome pick.
Awesome picking, Steve.
By me.
Awesome
Thank you.
pick. He said
Good job.
documenting himself.
We are not
job,
picking Esteban Loaiza.
Come on.
I'm not
Steve, we
letting you do
purposely
it.
didn't rank Esteban Loaiza because we thought you would take Esteban Loaiza.
I'm into him. I want him.
I know
No,
you
you
are. Anyway, so since there are only 2 second basemen Dave and I even cared to rank, really, and Alfonso Soriano was one of them. So we're going to take the other, and that is Chase Utley, who we agreed is probably overall throughout the course of the decade the best second baseman. But I like Chase Utley here. He's a very good player. He had a lot of great stats. A second baseman is tough. It was also tough in the 90s. There aren't a lot of guys that really stand out. But Chase Utley was one of those guys who, at second base, he was always consistently one of the best at his position. Fuck him in the 2010s because of that slide he took in the NLCS or whatever. But in the 2000s, guy was nails.
He was. I respect Chase Utley on the Phillies only. Only. That's it. No Dodger Chase Utley. Screw him.
No Dodgers Chase Utley. You're out on Dodgers Chase Utley. Well, so am I. That's fine. I forgot to write down one of our picks, so I'm just vamping a little bit. But also joining our roster, so there's not a whole lot of pop left on the board. There are some good hitters left, and it might be risky, but I am going to take our DH right now because it will also kind of hamstring some of the other teams here. And our DH will feel right at home on the roster.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm trying to type this.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Jake.
I know where he's going.
He's going to have a teammate with him, and we're taking Ryan Howard.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Because Ryan Howard mashed in the back half of this decade. He hit a lot of home runs. And when it comes to first baseman, our top 3 first basemen are now all off the board. We had Pujols, we had Ortiz, and we had Howard. And I feel like after that, it is a very thin bench, especially when it comes to hitters. There are a few good ones. One really stands out to me, maybe 2. But when you're talking hitters, I mean, Ryan Howard just kind of burst onto the scene. He was electric at the plate. I mean, not a very fast guy, but you need to be. And he doesn't need to be here. We're just going to put him at DH and let him
Not when you're jogging the bases.
Having Ryan Howard, Vlad Guerrero, and David Ortiz in your lineup at 3, 4, 5. Good luck to all the pitchers out there. That's all I got to say. But SSBT is back to you.
Take your dude. I think
You
we
guys
have
might
to
as well
now.
take him.
All right. Funny that Jake went off on a rant there about first baseman being thin because we're about to take another one for our DH right now. It's your boy, Prince Fielder.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, this guy freaking hit bombs. I mean, he started out 2005. He didn't really play, but 2006 through 2010, complete gangster. 50 bombs in 2007. 34, 28, 46, 32. He was hitting for average. I love Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder in that lineup. In this lineup, I'm very happy with. How about you, Josh?
No, I agree. I mean, I think first base is thin. DH, I don't know if it's thinner, but I do like the guy. It's more of a sexy pick, if anything.
And I like it. I didn't think he was. It's crazy how he was productive for such a short period of time, but he was so good during that period of time. It was probably like a 5-year window where he was like dominant, like one of the best hitters one of the best power hitters in the game.
Right. And
you forget about it because it was now like a decade ago, and it was so weird that he got traded straight up for Ian Kinsler. That was such a weird trade.
It was weird.
It was such a strange trade because they had both been where they were for so long. And you're like, oh, okay, that's strange, but okay, whatever. But
yo,
pan action over here.
What up, Emily?
She says hi. But anyway, so Prince Fielder, good pick. It is back to Team Pilgrim, who I can see feverishly going back and forth on what they're going to pick next.
Yeah, we're texting the scouts.
Texting the scouts. Everybody out in the field, back in time with their time machine.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go with the outfielder to round the outfield out, and then an arm maybe.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. I'll announce the first pick. We're gonna round the outfield out. Center fielder. One of I think the most underrated players of all time, but the guy has the highest postseason batting average of all time. Probably the only guy that's considered to be a better postseason hitter than David Ortiz, and that is Carlos Beltran.
I like it.
The guy was a great defensive outfielder. He was insanely fast in his younger years. He played, I think, for 37 teams in the MLB. I mean, the guy played for everyone, but like even his stats at the like closer to 2020, like when he was on that Cardinals team, I think he still hit like 600 in the playoffs in 2013 when they lost to the Red Sox in the World Series. But I mean, Carlos Beltran he was so good, and I was kind of hoping to get to see him coach for the Mets this year, and then they shit canned him before the season even started, before he even coached a game.
Why was that again? I forgot.
Yeah,
The cheating
because
scandal,
he was
right?
he was part of that Astros team. So the Mets were just trying to save face in the MLB, and
That
they
was so
shit canned
stupid.
Beltran before he even coached. Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Carlos Beltran, great pick. People forget how good he was when he started out with the Royals too.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
he was phenomenal on every team that he played for. People really like that's why I think he's one of the most underrated players of our lifetime, because of just how good he was, and people really don't understand how spectacular his numbers were.
For some reason, I know this is not the same decade, but the first image that comes to mind when people say Carlos Beltran is when Colton Wong got picked off in the
Yep.
in the World Series.
Yes.
Something wrong.
He was on
Yep.
deck
And the
in his
game.
hand. Oh my God!
Something wrong forever.
This is off the beat. This is off the beaten path a little bit. We had a fire drill in our dorm when that happened. It was like bottom of the ninth, real close game, pivotal game for the Red Sox, and a fire alarm goes off, and I'm like, why right now? And then we went outside, and one of the firemen was like, "Oh yeah, the Red Sox won. Koji picked them off," and I'm like, "What the? Are you serious? Like I missed this?"
Oh,
no way. That's terrible.
But you guys have another pick. What do you got?
Hold on one sec. It's almost as bad as Maxwell unplugging the
Dude.
TV during the Patriots
Oh
Super
my
Bowl.
God. After Malcolm Butler's pick and he unplugs the TV and we're running around like a bunch of morons trying to find something to turn on to like see what happens. I think we saw the flag got thrown. We're like, oh my God, what happened? And then it starts being celebration or whatever. But thank you.
We're trying to figure out which we're trying to figure out which pitcher we want.
Rumor
to
mill
take here.
says you're picking an arm.
Sure are.
So far, you got Pedro and Kurt. So you're adding Derek Lowe to the rotation. You add,
Yeah.
He is actually on. He is on my list.
Steve, can you confirm, is Abe Alvarez still on the board?
I'm not sure. I think I took him first round, and I don't know.
Well, I think
Like
I
Timlin
think
and Allen Embry, I believe, are still there.
if you want to take Wade Miller, I think Wade Miller's still on the board.
Matt Clement available?
Matt Clement is still.
Oh
on the
my
board.
God.
Cement
Dude, that poor guy. He was never the same. He was pretty good before that.
Call Crawford off the
Yeah.
dome.
Matt Clement did make an All-Star team with the Red Sox, which I completely forgot.
Show me the All-Star team.
What do we got, gentlemen?
I kind of just want to pull the trigger on this one.
All right, go ahead, Mike. I trust you.
I'm just going to go with Big Sexy. Bartolo
Let's
Colon.
go.
I like it.
Stud.
He was on the big board.
Absolutely threw
Awesome.
gas. Threw gas. I mean, everybody loves him. You can't go wrong. Bartolo Colon.
And his nickname's Big Sexy, and he has the greatest first home run of his career of all time.
True.
That was a good home run.
Really does.
How old was he when he hit that?
44.
Like 42.
40 years old. That's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. But you got some pop in that lineup too. Your starting pitching lineup's got some
Oh,
pop.
pitchers. Yeah, pitchers at rake, man.
It's good. Bartolo Colon's the third starter. Bartolo Colon's got to be one of the best pitchers to never win a Cy Young, right?
Did he win it? No, he
He's ever
came
won it.
pretty close to winning one though.
I thought he
Yeah,
won
No,
one.
no,
I think he was
he's been on
second.
a lot
I
of
think
teams.
he did.
I don't think he ever won a Cy Young.
Yeah, he did. He's got one. 4-time All-Star, one Cy Young.
What? When did he win the
Was
Cy
the
Young?
Indians, maybe? Let's see.
Must have been.
No, it was Angels. Angels.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
in
dude, I
05.
forgot about
21-8 was his record. That's pretty good.
21. That's very good.
That's
That's a
awesome.
very good record. Small state big takes. You guys are back up.
All right, Josh, we doing it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh
I
my God,
can't
yeah.
believe this stat is a thing that I sent you in the chat.
Yeah, drop it on him.
It is pretty bonkers. Not a bad offensive hitter at all, but
Very
definitely a defensive center fielder for sure.
Mhm.
And that is Torrey Hunter.
Let's go.
Ooh, nice.
Torrey
I like that.
Hunter, I didn't know this. I knew he won Gold Gloves, like multiple, but he won 9 straight Gold Gloves
Wow.
from 2001 to 2009. Like that is the
Unreal.
pinnacle of defense in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rob
So-
Pon's in the All-Star game.
I mean, so definitely not a completely sexy hitter or anything, but you know what? It's not always about that.
He was good though. He held his own hitting. I mean,
Yeah,
was-
he really
Let
did.
it happen.
He's just not a slouch. He had a 31 homer year in 2006, a couple of multi-20 home run years. Yeah, I like it.
I think
Torrey Hunter was like the
was,
face of web gems. That guy was catching
Yeah,
balls.
right.
It really was.
was the
Every
Platinum
night.
Glove the award back then? Because if it was and it didn't go to Torrey Hunter the entire decade for outfielders, then he got robbed because he was easily. I mean, other than Jim Edmonds, he's probably the best defensive center fielder that I've ever seen. I mean, my least favorite player in the Red Sox is also close, Jackie Bradley, but
Shame.
I can't believe you, Shawn.
but I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I
hate
love
Jackie
Jackie.
Bradley Jr. JBJ just benched Jackie.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hey,
that's
He's actually
slander.
he has one of the better records on our team this year. Jackie.
Yeah, that's
you
not
wanna
that's not hard.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Today I was plumbing. I was working at this lady's house, and she goes, "Hey, come here, Jackie Bradley." I turned around, I'm like, "What?" And it was her cat. The name of her cat
Oh
was
my
Jackie Bradley.
God.
I was like, "What the
That
fuck?"
cat
It
probably-
scared me.
One,
No, that's
I'm
an-
sorry if you're a cat guy, but cats suck. And two, that's just
Yeah.
a terrible name for a cat.
That's a great name. As far as cats go, I hate cats too.
Yep, join the club. All right, so it is back. It is back to team crossing state lines, and we are going to add to our rotation first. So we've taken a bit of a break from our rotation, but we're back to it now. And we are going to start off with a guy who had a lot of injury problems in the next decade, but that doesn't matter for now because he was great in the 2000s, and that is Chris Carpenter of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, good pick.
Carpenter was
Also,
fantastic.
the Athletics early half of the decade.
Yeah, but Chris Carpenter, people forget how good he was for the Cardinals. He had some really good years for them overall. He was like one of those really quiet storm type pitchers. I'm gonna pull up his stats here because I haven't had a chance to check him out. But overall, they almost won 150 games in his career. That's not bad. Had some injury issues down the road. So from 04, 05, 06, he won 15 games, 21 games, 15 games. Had pretty good ERAs. 2009 was probably his best career year. 17-4, 2.24 ERA. Really closed it out on a good note there. He really never had a terrible season in this decade. And 2012 was his last year. He was only a couple of games, but his last full season was 2011. He went at 3.45 ERA through 237 innings. He had issues staying healthy, but when he was good, he's electric. So we're gonna take Chris Carpenter with our third pitching slot, and we're gonna move on to another infield position. I think it's our last infield position. We still have to take catcher, but we are going to take a guy who ended the decade here in Boston, and they probably should have kept him because he was great here, and that is Adrian Beltre.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That was our next pick.
Yep.
love Adrian.
Adrian Beltre was our second, third baseman on the board. Obviously, A-Rob was first. After that, it was him, and we did not love anybody beyond that. So we had him second. Beltre was great. One of the best one-year wonders probably in Boston sports history. He had a great year for the Red Sox. And before that, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Not yet, obviously, because
Hands down.
I don't think he's eligible yet, but he will be a hands down, probably first ballot Hall of Famer. And really never had a bad year, even in his later years. But this decade obviously was his prime. So Adrian Beltre, fantastic third baseman, great player, great guy to be around. And I assume never was around him personally, but I'm guessing he was. It seemed like a great guy. Don't touch his head though. Just don't touch his head.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Chris
Put
Carpenter,
Elvis Andrews together.
yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Elvis Andrews. Don't get in his bad side either.
Pure comedy.
Don't get in his bad side either. Apparently, Bobby Dalbeck did another home run. Anyway, we are it's our back-to-back picks. So small state, big takes. You guys are back up.
All right. For this pick, Josh and I agree. We are going to go with another pitcher.
Esteban Loaiza.
Esteban for my first rounder. No, it is Roy Oswalt.
I liked it.
Nice pick.
Unheralded pitcher.
He was. And you know what? He spent the entire early 2000s with the Astros. I thought he was a Philly by then, but he wasn't. But during that time, guy freaking never won a Cy Young or anything, but 3-time All-Star, and he was the NLCS MVP. What year was that? I don't know.
2005, they won the World Series?
Yeah.
Or 2006, sorry, 2006.
2006, right.
No. Wait, no. What year did they? Oh, no, they got to the World Series and lost to the White Sox. That was 2005.
2005, yep, it was. But he had 20 wins that year. I mean, the guy was great. He had 20 wins twice in a row. Guy was a complete workhorse and definitely worthy of being in a starting rotation.
Absolutely. Absolutely he was. So we got that was a good pick, Roy Oswalt. Guy who was I actually forgot he was with the Phillies. I forgot about those years. Then he went to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's some wild shit. Forgot about that. But anyway, good pick. Good one. Like it. Strong. It's a good pitcher. Third guy. Never won a Cy Young, but he did come close. I think he finished second at least 1 year.
Right.
But yeah. So that's that. Back over to Team Pilgrim for back-to-back picks.
All right. We're going to fill our first baseman slot out here. I'm going to pull up his stats so I can give you some of the ridiculous numbers this guy put up. But at first base, we're going to go with Carlos Delgado. He was a feared left-handed hitting first baseman for Toronto back in his time. But the last year of his career was in 2009. But, I mean, the guy had 145 RBIs in 2003. He had 137 in 2000. He had 57 home runs in 2000. So he had 57 and 137 in 2000, and he didn't win the MVP. So
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I mean, that just goes to show you how ridiculous the numbers were on these guys in the early 2000s for like the height of the steroid era back then, the late 90s, early 2000s. But I mean, 57 and 137, you don't win the MVP. Blows my mind.
That's crazy.
It is pretty wild. I can't believe you say 57 home runs 1 year.
Yeah, in 2000.
Carlos Delgado, one of my favorite guys to play with in backyard baseball.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Love picking him in backyard baseball.
He was great. I love Carlos Delgado. He really is a forgotten great player of that at least the early 2000s, because he was up in Toronto and they were not very good, but they had really good players on that team. Like they had him and I believe Holiday was on teams with him a few years. So They had good players. They just couldn't get around the Yankees and the Red Sox, and a lot of teams had those problems anyway. But I like Delgado. It's a good first baseman. What is your second pick? What are you going to go with?
We're gonna go with another steroid guy. Surprisingly,
Let's go.
Round it out, baby.
Roger Clemens.
Whoa.
The
Okay.
Rocket.
Whoa. I like it.
So he was pretty old during this time period, but he still won 2 Cy Young.
He also had 20 wins in 2001, 17, and 03. Like, that was still dealing.
I just hate him.
Steroids probably helped a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. It kind of hurt me to do that, but
Actually, you know what's cool about Roger Clemens now is every year, I think, as part of the Jimmy Fund telethon, Roger Clemens does a raffle. And if you actually not a raffle, a silent auction. If you win the auction, you and 10 of your friends get to go hit live batting practice off Roger Clemens at Fenway Park.
All right, that's pretty cool.
And all the money gets donated, I think, to the Jimmy Fund. So, I agree. I hated him with the Yankees, but I mean that's awesome. He stays true to his roots with the Red Sox. I mean, the Rocket in the 80s and the 90s with the Red Sox was ridiculous. Then you have his steroid years when he was pitching in Toronto, where he was throwing 103. But him with the Yankees and the Astros in the 2000s, I mean, the guy still dealt, and he was late 30s, early 40s. And he holds the record for most Cy Youngs. He won 7 Cy Youngs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, how old was he when he won the one in 2004?
Let me check. He must have been early 40s.
Yeah,
because I think his career ended.
I think he was in his early 40s.
Yeah, they went to And they went to the World Series the year
On the
afterwards,
Astros?
actually. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was on that World Series team with the Astros.
And lost.
where they got absolutely smoked.
Yeah,
Uh,
got swept with the White Sox.
it was probably 2005. He was 42. He had a 1.87 ERA.
That's ridiculous.
He went 13-8 with a 1.87, and then the next year at 43, he had a 2.3 ERA.
I mean, that's pretty good. Most guys can't do that when they're 32 or 22, and he's 42, and he's out there racking them up. But yeah, I like that. Roger Clemens as a fourth starter, even in his 40s, that's not bad. All right, back to small state big takes. What do you guys got?
Josh. I'm liking that last guy you brought up there.
You think so? I mean, it's just two different types of guys. That's all.
Right. I don't know. Whatever you think, but I think the second guy's cool.
That's fine. I don't mind it.
All right.
We're going with a guy that had some history in one single season, really, but was pretty dominant for most of the late 2000s, and that's Francisco Rodriguez.
K-Rod.
K-Rod.
Great pick.
I remember being in high school and just watching ESPN the next morning and making sure that K-Rod got his next save.
Yeah.
You know, like that was a huge ordeal. You see the ticker every morning. You'd see his highlight and be like, that was 58. That was 59.
Right.
And he ended up getting 62 saves. Wild.
He was so dominant. He was cool with the glasses on too.
Yeah, it totally. Yeah, it was cool. Like he was a sexy player to watch for sure.
You think about that era too of closers like him, Gagne, Nathan, Rivera,
Papelbon.
Yeah, it was like a golden age of closers.
Now I don't remember. I don't know if anybody else knows, but after he had that 62 save year, he is on the Mets the next year. Was that a free agency thing or was that a trade? What was that? Because that's kind of odd to me that he had such a dominant season.
I think he signed there, if my memory.
I don't remember, and I can't really find it off the top of my head.
Yeah, he signed with the Mets. I just read it.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But
yeah,
kind of weird.
Trade him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so either. But my memory didn't serve me well there. But yeah, great closer.
Damn.
Back over to us. All right, so we went righty, lefty, righty in our rotation. So I think we're going to go back to a lefty who is a very significant part of history because he's one of the few people to ever do what he did. And I'm very comfortable having him as a third starter because I liked the stuff he brought to the table. And this might give it away to baseball super fans like you guys, but our games are going to be like 2 hours when he pitches for us. So I'm stoked about
I know who you're going with.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you guys mean we're going with Mark Burley. Yep.
Oh, good one.
Mark Burley threw a perfect game, which is great. And also he worked very fast. And he was a pretty dominant pitcher. He was the White Sox ace when they won the World Series, I would say. Some might say John Garland, but screw John Garland. Mark Burley was nails for the White Sox. And like I said, like when he was on. He didn't really have many bad years, I don't think. Again, I wasn't able to pull the stats up, but I'll pull them up now. But I liked Mark Burley. I remember, I loved the, when you weren't like tracking it on your phone because it was like 2005 or 2006 and you had to like watch ESPN when they cut into the perfect game. And like, I mean, like no hitters are great, but perfect games, like it just, there's a different feeling to it because there's only been like 23 or 24 in the history of baseball.
It was a robbed home run in that game too.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wise.
Yeah, man, that catch was crazy.
Dwayne Wise, that's right. I forgot about that. So Mark Burley, his ERAs were never outstanding. His lowest in the decade, I think, was 3.29. But he was a four-time All-Star. He threw over 200 innings every year except for 2000. He just absolutely devoured them. Faced over 1,000 batters one year, which is just wild to me. He started at least 30 games every year. Like Shawn said, he 8 innings, except for, again, for his rookie season, really didn't pitch that much there. But, again, threw a perfect game, 4-time 4-time All-Star. He never finished higher than 5 in the Cy Young voting, which is crazy to me. But still, Mark Burley, I'm very comfortable with him as our number 4 pitcher.
Okay.
And who else do we want to take here? We have a few
Also,
good.
one of the coolest top 10 plays.
What was it?
I said
the
had one
between
of
the
the coolest
legs.
top 10 plays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up this dude's numbers just so I
That
have
between
them.
the legs clip.
The web gem. Another web jammer. That lasted forever, too, in like the top 10 plays.
Yeah, that's when they were doing the sticking the same one at 1, see if anybody can beat it.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Shit. Man, ESPN's top 10 plays used to be the best thing ever.
It really was. Look
Oh,
forward
wow.
to it every morning.
I know. Dude, it was so much fun. Yeah, I don't think I want to go with this guy. I think I'm a renege on that. All right. Let me look at the list here. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. I think we're gonna go a little bit off the board to round out our outfield. We don't have to pick a reliever till the last pick because you guys both took yours, so I don't have to worry about wasting a pick on that yet. This is a little bit of a weird pick because I feel like he's one of those guys nobody remembers. But he is a World Series MVP, and he mashed for a few years in his career. So we're going to round out our outfield with Jermaine Dye
Good
of the
pick.
Chicago White Sox. I've always kind of liked Jermaine Dye. He was a great player in MVP 05 too.
Mhm.
Like I said, World Series MVP. I'm going to pull up his stats here. I'll tell you guys afterwards who the other outfielder I was thinking of, but his numbers weren't as good as I thought they were. But Jermaine Dye, he was 26 when the decade started, so a little bit older. Only one All-Star appearance, but a very important part of those. 2 All-Star appearances this decade: one 2000, one 2006. He was actually 5th in the MVP voting in 2006, which is pretty crazy. He hit 44 home runs and had 120 RBIs that year, which is
Wow.
just
Wow.
insane to me. And that was the year
Yeah.
after the World Series too. But in the 2000s, he had at least 24 home runs every year except for 2003. He got hurt. So overall, a very consistent outfielder. He was, again, a couple All-Star appearances, Silver Slugger in 2006. So I'm comfortable with Jermaine Dye being our 3rd outfielder. I like having him out there. I think it's a pretty good pick to round out that crew. That's just me.
Good pick.
But it is now back to Small State Big Takes. And
All
take
right.
your time. I got to write down my picks.
All right, Josh. You see my chat? Oh, is Josh frozen?
No, I'm staring at this screen.
Hardcore.
I think you're a little
Steve, what do
wrong
you
on
guys-
that take,
Steve, who do you guys
but
have as your
that's
pitcher?
okay.
But our pitchers,
Yeah, I'm missing one, I think.
we have Randy Johnson, Oswald, Santana.
Roy
Yep.
Oswald, that's what I was missing.
That's it. That's all we
Thank
have.
Yeah, I mean, I like that guy, Steve. That's fine with me.
Well, whatever you think, Josh. I don't care.
No, really, I do. Not
Look at
a
this
problem.
teamwork on display.
Josh. All right, I'm gonna drop it on him then.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yep.
I'm going with 6-time All-Star Lance Berkman for our left field.
Oh,
Nice.
Puma.
Yeah, dude. If you look at his stats from 2001, or actually 2002, 2010, guy was hitting fucking bombs, hitting for average. He was getting MVP votes.
Ton of doubles.
Ton of doubles. Damn,
Led the league in
55.
doubles twice in the 2000s.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not expect that.
Overall,
I
just
feel like
extremely
he-
solid player.
I feel like he could be a stunt double for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah,
He really could.
Oh, man.
That's pretty funny.
he looks just like him.
Yeah, you could. Good point. Yeah, you could be a stunt double for him. I don't know if Lance Berkman's probably pretty old still. Or pretty old now. He's got to be like in his 40s at this point, right?
44.
Yeah, 44.
How old's Phil?
Oh,
Might
yeah,
be
right?
Same age.
No. Phil's in his 50s, right?
No.
No way.
Phil?
No, he's probably like 46.
Really?
That's
That's
my
it?
All I'm
guess.
saying is, have you ever seen Phil Mickelson and Lance Berkman in the same room together?
Look, I can't tell you that I have.
They're both lefties too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
True.
Phil's nickname is Lefty.
Oh, I think we're onto something here.
Yo,
Oh, he's 50. Phil Mickelson is 50.
Wow, he's that old?
That's still
Yeah, I
not
didn't
bad.
think so either.
You could pass for it as a stunt double.
No, definitely.
All All right.
Holy moly.
What's the name of the arthritis drug that Phil Mickelson talks about?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't think of it off the top.
I'll try to look it up while Team Pilgrim's making their next pick.
Oh, it's us.
So, yeah,
You want to go the up the middle duo now, Mike?
Yeah.
All right.
You go first.
Oh, by the way, it's called Enbrel.
Enbrel.
Enbrel. Enbrel.
Enbrel. For rheumatoid arthritis.
For psoriatic
All
and
right.
rheumatoid arthritis.
We're gonna take our shortstop here.
Sponsored by
I don't know how Jake didn't have this guy on his list. And I hate to take him, but he's one of those guys where I hated him so much, but I respect the hell out of him.
If you pick who
He's doing it. He's doing it.
But we got to go Derek Jeter.
What?
And I love the Red Sox just as much as the next guy. And I like I said, I hated like Jeter playing against the Red Sox, but I mean he was so good. He was so good, and he was such a great team leader. He was just like, as a baseball player, if you watch Derek Jeter's game and him hitting wise, the way he was able to hit an inside fastball to right field, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And he's just, it really is. Him insiding out a fastball is just unbelievable. But yeah, the fact that this guy didn't even make Jake's list kind of blows my mind.
Oh, no, he didn't. Who was our third short? We did it pretty much out of spite. Our third shortstop was Jose Reyes.
Yeah.
All right, Jose. And now we're gonna go with was that one time a teammate, Robbie Cano? Don't you know? I mean, he was just not a lot of pop. He'd give you 20 home runs here and there. I mean, he had a couple of years. I was looking, he had like 14, 15, 17. But I mean, the guy was just he hits. He had one of the prettiest left-handed swings. Great defensive second baseman.
Just drafting the Yankees, essentially. Your whole infield's pretty much Yankees.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I mean, oh yeah, damn. This is
Think
sad,
about how
dude.
good.
I'm kind of upset right now.
But think about how good that Yankees infield was. You had Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, and Robinson Cano all on the same team.
And all those World Series they won.
Yeah, but
They won one. Oh no, actually they won 2000, right?
Well,
they
not
won
that.
2000.
No, wasn't with
Yeah.
them.
And then 09.
Yeah. Cano, and A-Rod was still with the Rangers, I think. But
Big goose egg
those-
in the 2010s.
thank God. But I mean, those Yankees infields were loaded.
They really were.
And Jeter and Cano up the middle was just, it was so smooth. And I hate having all these Yankees on our team too, but they were good.
Yeah, that's tough. Carlos Delgado, surprised he never became a Yankee.
I know.
He's one of those guys I always forget that wasn't a Yankee, but he never was. Anyway, small state big takes. You guys are back up, and you guys still need a catcher, 2 starters, and your manager.
Do it, Josh. Do it.
I just
looked at him. Yeah, I'm with it. Do it.
I hate to do it because it's like we're riding the Yankee train right now, all of us.
Oh
Fucking
man.
painful.
It's
No,
so
you're not.
bad. It's so bad. Yeah, we're gonna fill out our infield here and take Jorge Posada.
Great catcher.
Yeah.
I'm so
and
mad,
actually-
dude. I hate the Yankees.
Me too.
Yeah,
Great-
no,
great
the infield was
offensive
great, like
catcher.
you said. I mean, I didn't realize this guy was a 5-time Silver Slugger.
I didn't either.
in the 2000s. So
Oh, yeah.
he was
Top
a
tier
silver.
hitters, catching wise.
Yeah,
If you look to Yankees pitchers, they hated throwing to Posada, but he was so good hitting wise that Torrey had to keep him in the lineup. He also peed
Yeah.
on his hands.
That's odd.
That's right.
that's
All
right.
batting gloves.
I totally forgot about that. Oh, that's crazy.
Disgusting.
But yeah, no, very good hitting catcher for sure. And
We'll
just
take him.
was a part of a lot of winning teams, a bunch of all-star appearances, 5 all-star appearances, 5 Silver Sluggers, 4 World Series. We'll take it.
Just take it. Yep.
He was also in one of the best, if not the best, This Is SportsCenter commercials.
With Big Poppy with the hat.
The
With
hat.
the Yankees hat, yeah.
Jorge
it's
Posada's
not
a
what
good
it
pick.
looks like.
Jorge Posada is a good pick. It also affords us a little bit more time to pick our catcher because you guys will both have catchers. So that allows us a little bit more latitude. So we're going to take the 2 positions that you guys still haven't filled out. So we're between 2 guys for pitchers, but I think I want to keep our righty-lefty thing going on. So our first pick here is going to be a Cy Young winner. He is a young buck.
I know who you're taking.
Plays out on the West Coast.
Yeah.
This is our next pitcher, too.
By the way, he's got a great first name. This is Jake Peavy. Jake Peavy was a Cy Young winner in 2007.
Actually,
that was not your next pick.
No, it might be ours, though.
Jake Peavy was as my number 5. I'm very happy with because he's a Cy Young winner, very young pitcher. He only was around for half of the decade, but he was up there in the Cy Young votes. He was electric and really gave people something to watch in San Diego, which is something we didn't have much to say about for this entire decade. So the fact that he was so dominant out there was great, and also a future Red Sox folk hero. So we love Jake Peavy out here in Boston, but also love him when he was in San Diego. So I'm going to write that as our pick there. And the only other position that nobody's picked at that's not blocked yet for us is manager. And our manager for number 1 on our list was an absolute no-brainer. And it has to be a guy everybody loves and who got absolutely run out of town, and that's Terry Francona.
Screwed. You should have been the number 1 pick.
Terry Francona is our manager. We didn't feel too strongly about managers in the 90s, and manager's not going to be picked too high anyway. It's kind of like defense or kicker in a fantasy draft.
Hey, but, you watch yourself.
Well, other than Josh, who takes Will Russell's 4th overall pick. It's not too highly picked, but Terry Francona as a manager, he was number 1 on our list with a bullet, like no doubt about it. There were a couple other guys who were up there who I'm sure will get taken, but like I love Terry Francona. He got run out of town. It was terrible what happened to him here, and he should have stayed around for longer. I love Terry Francona. He is our manager. Ride or die, Terry Francona. He's coaching our team.
I love that pick. Big fan of it.
He also coached Jake Levin when he took a break from playing in the NBA in the mid-90s.
Correct.
Played baseball.
Also, yes, that's right. He coached Michael Jordan. Different decade, but he did coach Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Jake Levin, Michael Jordan, same thing.
Same. Literally same.
Small State Big Takes is back to you. Take your time because I can write down our picks again.
All right, Josh.
I like both of those guys, especially because they were on the same team. But I still do like what I insisted the first time. If you look at,
let me just look at his
back-to-back years.
Let me see. Because I was kind of into the guy that was discussed. Hold on. Let me see this fucking guy's stats real quick. 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
However, the last, well,
no, it's the end of the 2000s. You know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
I mean, it's super sexy, and if anything, it's gonna get us some poll votes of those people that see the image and are like, "Oh, he was nasty." Even though
we're totally cheating on into the later.
Is it rigging it?
Okay.
Yeah, totally. Just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You want me to say it?
Let's do it. Let's do our shit here. Let's do it.
Back to back, Cy Young winner Tim Lincecum.
That was our pick.
No way!
I knew it. I had to because once you said that, I was like, no. And yeah, like he was a rookie in 2007, so we only got like three and a half of that decade out of him. But he won 2 Cy Youngs and was an All-Star 3 of those years. So, yeah, it's a short amount of time, but totally dominant. And I just remember those Cy Young years. I mean, it was so awesome to watch, and everybody was trying to figure that guy out. I mean, unfortunately, they did at the end of his career.
Right.
But no, it was a blessing to watch that guy work so differently than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, so
also a 2K Sports cover athlete.
Yes, yes, sir. So yeah, Tim Lincecum. I think another sexy type pick. Definitely a poll getter. I think people see that name and be like, oh yeah, that was a pitcher.
You're really gonna reel in the West Coast votes there.
Oh yeah,
He might be a ball getter playing in San Francisco.
Yes.
Oh man.
Love it.
Sorry, I had to throw that joke out there.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have off-color humor.
I missed it, so I'm happy about that. But he was called the Freak, right? That was his nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Freak. Once again, great wind-up too.
Yeah.
So back to Team Pilgrim. As you guys know, you need I forgot here, DH, starting pitcher, and manager.
All right, I'll take DH. DH is going to be some guy that used to play third base named Jim Thome.
Just choked on my fucking. I don't even. This son of a bitch! I hate him so much.
Why?
You don't know the story?
No.
Oh, Jim Thome murdered my family.
Not entirely accurate.
Jim
That's
Thome is my
terrible.
arch
I'm sorry to
enemy.
hear that.
He denied me an autograph at age 7. As a
Oh,
kid, and
man.
it ruined my childhood. Never forgave him.
Never.
Poor guy.
Never
Yeah,
ever.
so I mean, as far as DHs go, you want them to hit because that's kind of their only job. So from 2000 to 2009, hit 37 home runs, 49, 52, 47, 42, 7. I think he was hurt, and then again after that, 42, 35, 34, and 23. The guy raked in the Hall of Fame, hit over 600 home runs. Other than killing Steve's family, he is a great hitter. Just one of those guys that's just a pure hitter. Like that's all. You know, he's not gonna go out. Yeah, he's not gonna go out there and just like look fantastic in the field, but he is gonna go out there and just mash.
Yeah, he mashed. He was a great hitter. However, I did see him play against the Red Sox.
Pitch.
Yeah, no, he didn't pitch. No, he was I don't know what year it was. He's on the White Sox, and this is like the revenge night for me. I was like, fuck Jim Thome after like 10 years, whatever. I go back, I see him play, and Daniel Bard strikes him out with a 102-mile-an-hour fastball, and then later that night, Big Papi had a walk-off home run off Ramon Ramirez.
I saw Thome play when he was on the Phillies. I saw him play at Shea Stadium when the Mets still played there, and he hit one of the hardest line drives I've ever seen.
Did you ask for an autograph?
I did not, because past me must have known that he was going to kill your family.
Yes.
So I figured, well, a murderer, I don't want to autograph it.
Your future friend Steve, his family was murdered by Jim Thome. Actually, as a matter of fact, I went to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony the week before. I didn't go to it. I went like the week before for it, and I flipped off his like, case of shit. And I have it
There's a
framed.
picture of that, isn't there?
Yep, I have it framed.
Breaking news: there's a no-hitter watch going right now.
Ooh, Mark Burley?
Yeah, Mark Burley's throwing a no-no right now.
Age 42.
Brady Singer. 7 no-hit innings right now.
Oh, for the Royals?
Yeah, versus the Indians.
All right, so you guys still need I believe you have a starter and a manager left to go.
Mike, did you get my text I just sent you?
We're going to go with Josh Beckett.
That's a good one.
Good one.
Damn it.
He's another Red Sox guy.
Yeah, I loved Beckett, man. The dude just threw. Like, gave him the ball, win ball games.
He made 3 starts in that 2007 ALCS against the Indians. He started game 1, game 4, and game 7. Nowadays, if you tell a guy that he's going to pitch more than 5 innings, he starts to cry.
That's true.
This is true.
He also won
Derek
another
Lowe.
World Series with the Marlins.
Yeah. World Series champ. He came out against the Yankees, dominated. For the Red Sox, he was great. I mean, for some of those years. We won't have to worry about him in the 2010s, thankfully, because he was
that's
But those great years for the Red Sox, he was fantastic.
Fun fact, I think everybody that Mike and I picked as starting pitchers pitched for the Red Sox at some point in time.
Cologne did. Cologne did pitch for the Sox.
That is correct.
So we got Pedro, Schilling, Cologne, Clemens, and Beckett.
So do you want just their Red Sox incarnations?
I mean, I'll take Clement's incarnation with the Red Sox. He was pretty damn good.
The
220
trade-off, the trade-off is you have Bartolo Colognes with the Red Sox.
No, thanks.
I'll take big protection on any team.
You're still throwing 98 on the Sox, though.
Honestly,
Yeah,
he could be the number one for the Red Sox right now.
Hands down.
That's for sure.
Small state, big takes. You guys need a starter and a manager.
All right, Josh.
Are you sure you want to go with that manager?
Let me see. I was into it, sure. Oh.
You guys want Ron Gardenhire?
I mean, if you want to say it, Josh, I don't want to go down that route, but you can.
I mean, you kind of have to. We want the best team.
Yeah,
there.
you're right.
Wait, don't take Joe Torre. They might take them for their Yankees infield.
That's what we're discussing right now, actually.
Yeah.
You gotta leave it for the New York Pilgrim Patriots.
No, we're not. We're not.
Yeah,
we gotta take Joe Torre, Hall of Fame manager, 9-time All-Star coach. No, 9-time All-Star player. Weird.
He was a good player too.
No, yeah, I know he was a player. I was just trying to read off his stuff. 2-time manager of the year. I can't tell because this is his player profile. Hang on, I'm in the wrong section. There.
He's arguably one of the best managers of all time.
Oh yeah, 4-time World Series champion, 6 pennant wins, 2 manager of the years. I was right. But yeah, dominant, completely dominant in the 2000s.
Who was the manager in 2009?
Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi, yeah.
Girardi.
Got to take the evil empire's emperor here.
Damn. That's a tough blow for Team
They ran
Pilgrim.
the ball with me twice.
Tough blow. They needed him to complete the Yankees crew over there. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm not that mad. I was more mad that I have all the Yankee
Like,
players.
It's true. Yeah, the Yankee players already. All right, so we're going to round out our entire team. We have our last 2 picks. We still need our reliever, and we need our catcher. So I'll start with catcher. We're going to go with I forgot to put the ticker up here. Don't want to say it without that.
There's only one correct pick here.
Jesus, I hope we picked the right one then. I mean, I'm going to be disappointed. Is it Jason Kendall? Because that's what, no, I'm kidding.
Close.
Todd Hundley.
Shea Hillenbrand?
This is pick 45. I got that
Benito Santiago.
Yeah, it's Benito. Jose Molina.
Troy Gloss.
Jose Molina, you guys got me. Oh my God, dude, Jason Kendall. I forgot about that guy.
JT Snow.
No, we're gonna go with Ivan Rodriguez. That'll be our pick.
Pudge.
That's my favorite catcher of all time.
So Pudge had a very good 2000s. He did win his MVP in '99, but he had 4 straight All-Star appearances in the 2000s, and he was a very good hitter for most of those years. I remember him being one of the higher-rated catchers in MVP baseball 2005, which is important.
Yes.
Very
Big
good.
reference point.
Yes, exactly. Big reference point for everybody here. So Ivan Rodriguez will complete our lineup, so to speak. And Dave and I was texting Dave about this when I told him that both of you guys took relievers and you did not take our second reliever on the board. Because while Mariano was obviously dominant and great, I feel like his 90s were better than his 2000s. But that being said, K-Rod was our first closer off the board. And our second closer off the board was Billy Wagner, who was our closer.
Okay.
Billy Wagner,
I'm shocked.
speaking of guys who should be in the Hall of Fame, Billy Wagner should be in the Hall of Fame. Billy Wagner was a 5-time All-Star in this decade. Pitched for Houston, Philly, and the Mets. He had 44 saves, 38 saves, 40 saves, 34 saves, 39 saves. A lot of good years there. ERAs 1.78, 1.51, 2.24, 2.42.
Robinson.
Pretty good years. He was 6th in the Cy Young voting in 2006, which is ironic because he wasn't an All-Star that year. But he was 6th in the Cy Young voting that year, and that's a big deal for closers. I will say what is interesting is that, and especially for our team juicer over here, is that Eric Gagne was not picked.
Yeah, and he won a Cy Young.
And he has an MVP.
Way to
And the Cy
balance
Young.
it out. We couldn't have everybody on steroids.
He was an MVP, right? I'm not mistaken, right? Or was it Cy Young that he won?
Cy Young only, I think.
He won a Cy Young.
That was
I don't
such
think he won
a
MVP.
small like area of success though for Gagne.
Yeah,
Like
when you got on the
2
Sox
saves in a row.
Oh, the Sox
mean,
era.
Same thing for
Oh.
Lincecum, so we really can't say anything. We picked that guy.
Sorry,
But,
But he won back-to-back Cy Youngs.
yeah,
to
I know.
close out
So
the decade.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
my bad. He was a Cy Young winner in 2003, which for a closer is pretty damn good. He was
Yeah.
sixth in the MVP voting that year, 55 saves, which is pretty crazy. Not
Wow.
K-Rod level, but pretty crazy. Yeah, he actually he started 24 games for the Dodgers in 2001, which is interesting. And then they decided
No
to
way.
make him closer, which was very smart because that's where he excelled. But yeah, so Billy Wagner, our last pick tonight for Team Crossing State Lines, Team Small State Big Takes. Who was your Mr. Irrelevant?
go ahead.
All right, Josh. I'm going to go ahead and say Barry Zito,
Great
pick.
Another Cy Young winner.
another Cy Young winner. And you know what? Barry Zito, in my memory, like in the video game era of like playing as a kid, like Barry Zito was like the best pitcher, like in my mind. Like, oh yeah,
on planet Earth.
oh yeah, on planet Earth, like Barry Zito, like oh, hell yeah. Even though like, you know, maybe he wasn't, but in my mind, little kid
No,
mind.
I'd always trade for him in my franchises, and I'd say like the best windup in the 2000s besides Dontrell Willis.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Dontrell, man.
So-
awesome.
Like those people forget how good at developing pitchers those early 2000 athletics were. They're basically what the Rays are now. So if you think about like that team, they had
Herron.
Dan Herron, Rich
Yeah.
Harden, Chris Carpenter, Tim Hudson, Barry Zito. I mean, like,
Unbelievable.
They could develop pitchers like nothing else, but they just could not get past the Yankees in the playoffs. They couldn't do it.
That's right.
One of the best rotations probably ever in the game. The 90s Braves were just better and actually won games.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
That's true.
Yeah,
the
the
Braves were
crazy
so
thing.
good.
Crazy thing though is I feel like there was no starting pitcher in this decade who it was like a tale of two halves for him. He was great with the athletics, and the second he went to the Giants, he
awful.
sucked.
Terrible.
He sucked. Dude, it seriously, I thought it was like some sort of insurgent operation. Like he went there just to suck. Like it was like, I love Oakland so much that I'm going to go to their rival and just destroy them from within. Like that's almost how it looked.
He's
He
a
was
A's spy.
so bad.
Right.
And we should have seen it coming because like his last year in Oakland, he wasn't very good. But San Francisco, I guess, just wanted to like get him and just like take him away from their rival, kind of like the Red Sox did with Carl Crawford, and that worked out about as well for the Giants.
I love Carl Crawford too.
Yeah, me too. I was
so
so happy
pumped.
about that signing. Carl Crawford, first team all worst Red Sox.
Oh yeah.
He was so bad with the
Okay.
Sox, man.
Anyway, so last pick overall, the real Mr. Irrelevant. That will be Team Pilgrim's manager. What do you guys got?
All right, Mike. Do you want a actual good manager, or do you want a team chem manager here?
Oh, Team Chem all day.
All right, go ahead. This is your
Ozzie
guy.
Guillen. Love it. The guy did a drunk interview while he was head coach of the White Sox. I mean, he won a World Series. He won Manager of the Year once. He's got a pennant. I mean, probably wasn't the best pick, but
I know what you're saying, so I just put it up there.
all the players loved him. You know what I mean? That's what you need. You rally around your coach.
A lot of guys on our team also speak Spanish too, so
Helps.
we need Ozzie. We need Ozzie Guillen to be able to communicate with them.
Let's go with
My guy was Bobby Cox because the Braves won the division from '95 to 2005. But I mean, Mike and I are big team chem guys, so
Big team chem, guys. You need that good team chemistry.
Oh yeah.
I like it. So let me read back the teams, and then I will. We can be on our merry way. I'm just gonna put up a banner here. 1 second. But a good draft overall. A lot of good players still up on the board. By the way, the other outfielder I was talking about was between Jermaine Dye and Vernon Wells, and I ended up going Jermaine Dye. Both are good outfielders, but I do like Vernon
man.
Wells.
Nobody
got
picked
some-
Gary Sheffield either.
yeah,
Matt Holliday.
true.
Matt Holliday also on my
Bobby,
board.
Bobby
The holidays when I wanted.
Other guys who were left on the board for me, Yadier Molina. He didn't really pop off till the 2010s. Brett Boone, Scott Rowland, Jose Reyes.
Yep, I had both.
Cliff Lee.
Jeff Kent was really good too.
Jeff Kent, yeah.
I had
Cliff Lee, Brandon Webb, Justin Verlander, Eric Gagne, Mike Scioscia, Tony La Russa, all on my board.
I thought about Scioscia Some of those years with the Angels were pretty good.
Yeah, early.
They won a World Series.
Sure
They
did.
beat that Giants team.
That's right. That was a good series. Anyway, so here are our teams. We'll start with Team Pilgrim. Your team, your DH is Jim Tomei. Your catcher is Joe Mauer. Your first baseman's Carlos Delgado. Your infield, the entire Yankees team, Robinson Cano, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. Your outfield, Barry Bonds, Manny Ramirez,
So disappointed.
and Carlos Beltran, another Yankee. Your starters, Pedro Martinez, Kurt Schilling, Bartolo Colon, Roger Clemens, Josh Beckett. Your relievers, Mariano Rivera, if you forgot, another Yankee. And Ozzie Guillen is your manager. Small State Big Takes, your team. DH, Prince Fielder. Catcher, Jorge Posada. First base, Albert Pujols. Second base, Alfonso Soriano. Third base, Miguel Cabrera. Shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Outfield, Ichiro, Torrey Hunter, and Lance Berkman. Starters, Jorge Posada, got stuck in my head there. Yohan Santana, Randy Johnson, Roy Oswalt, Tim Lincecum, and Barry Zito. Your closers, Francisco Rodriguez, and your manager is Joe Torre. Crossing state lines, our team. We have Ryan Howard's our DH, Ivan Rodriguez, our catcher, David Ortiz at first base, Chase Utley at second base, Adrian Beltre at third base, Miguel Tejada at shortstop, outfield, Vlad Guerrero, Andrew Jones, and Jermaine Dye. Starters, Roy Halladay, CC Sabathia, Chris Carpenter, Mark Burley, and Jake Peavy. Our reliever is Billy Wagner, and our manager is Terry Francona. So, those are the teams. I'm going to post this episode going up tomorrow, so that'll be Friday. I'll probably post the poll on Saturday. That'll go for about 4 days, and everybody votes in it. And the team that comes in last is eliminated from the next one. If that happens to be Team Crossing State Lines, we will still be there. We just won't be taking part because it is, after all, our show. So, if that ends up being the case,
Fair enough.
If that ends up being the case, we'll find a third team. If not, whoever ends up coming in last will be eliminated. Whoever ends up coming in first gets to pick the next decade we choose from. Just so you guys know, the decades on the board, you can choose the 70s, the 80s, the 2010s, or, Dave and I determined, we're going to add the 2020s as a futures draft.
Oh,
that's pretty
I
nice.
like that.
Yes,
Because I
sir.
feel like a lot of the superstars that are around for this decade are around right now.
Yeah.
Jason Groom.
Good
Jason
idea.
Groom, first overall.
Price
First overall
spread.
pick, Fernando Tatis Jr., no doubt about it.
Yeah, for real. Dude,
so-
Tatis is a stud.
Whoever wins, those are your four options. And I'm assuming by your reaction, whoever wins will probably end up picking the 2020s. But anyway, that is it for this episode. So first off, Team Pilgrim, thank you for joining us. Shawn, anything you want to promote?
Yes, go Birds. Teams
Go
number
Birds.
one. NFL season starts tonight. So, big Eagles guy. Go Birds.
All right,
Fly Eagles.
Mike, where can we find you if you're out there?
Who, me?
What's up?
So where can we find you?
What my
Yeah, your
tag
Twitter.
name?
Yeah.
Oh, just Mallozzi _1026.
That's where Mike is. Team Small State Big Takes. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so much
It's
once
always
again.
fun.
Josh,
Yeah,
where can
appreciate
we
you
find
having
you?
me.
I'm at Joshy Pods on
Hell yeah.
Twitter. And obviously at Small State Takes is our podcast. And, I do Twitch stuff for Couch Guy now. So on
Right.
Twitch, I'm _egg_emperor and Couch Guy Sports on Saturday nights.
Oh, I love
No
it.
way.
And I also
Yes.
one of my favorite Twitch names out there too. I love the Egg Emperor gets me every time.
That is
Yeah,
funny.
it's good.
Steve, where can we find you?
You can find me at Stephen O. Scott on Twitter. And, of course, always at Small State Takes on
And
Twitter.
congratulations on episode 100, fellas.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for being a
Appreciate
part of it.
Of course. And to be a lead-in to Jared Corrales was incredible. So,
Yes.
I'll take
That's
it.
All
so
right.
cool.
But anyway, thank you all for joining us. I'm at Dave is at David_Albiani, even though he is in often no power land right now. I'm at Jacob_Morocco, the podcast, CSL podcast on Twitter. We're distributed by Anchor. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, all those good places, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, or pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. We're there. Go like, rate, subscribe, give us 5 stars on iTunes, and we'll be back next week to talk about some emo bands. It'll be a good old time, not sports related, so it'll be interesting. But we'll see you then.
Peace.
All right, I'm going to end the live stream, and we are all set. End broadcast.